Today's video is brought to you by the novel 9/10. 9/10 is more than just a thriller. It's a sobering and all too real look at the end of the road we've already begun to travel, and I applaud the author for a job well done in presenting it. Easily one of the top 5 independent novels I've read, and highly recommended. I've read a lot of books about dystopian societies, and they can really be hit or miss. This one was a hit. Buy the novel today and click the link below. Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're watching Green Wave TV, alternative media television. You know, we talk a lot about secession on this channel. And a lot of people, when they hear secession or they think about the American Revolution or these types of ideas, there's an archaic precedent, a historical precedent that comes to mind. We think of images of North versus the South and, drumming in the battlefields. And we think about, 1776 and American patriots fighting the Redcoats and fighting the British. So when we talk about it in the modern era, even though it really hasn't been a long period of time since that happened, it's only been a short few hundred years that we've found ourselves in the same tyrannical position that we were in before. Taxation without representation, this control grid that's been put up through technology, which has both liberated us and also put us into bondage. And that is what is so strange about the new world. That is what is absolutely striking about this new environment and this new consciousness. And that really is key. That is really key because there's a human shift occurring right now. There's something happening that I've never seen before in my short lifetime. And I don't think societies have really seen. I'm sure there was societies before ours and, the fall of Rome and all that, and there's historical precedent, but our society has never been in this industrial revolution-esque type environment where technology is liberating us. And in my opinion, for the first time in human history, we have an opportunity to be truly free, to truly break from the bondage of, kings and queens and rulers thumbing us down and putting us into bondage, whether or not that's physical bondage or that's debt bondage or that's the modern paradigm that we have today. Big house, big car, get a mortgage, get a car payment, etc. It's all about a payment. What can you afford? You can't afford to buy that $400,000 home in cash, so they're going to ask you what payment you can bundle that into, and then they're going to loan it to you, and you're going to pay triple what the home was worth by the time you finish paying it off over an average 30-year mortgage. So we're still in bondage, but this technology is truly changing, I think, what people want. And it's about humanity. It's about the pursuit of happiness. And I think people realize, looking at their parents, especially Generation X and Y, that really kicked some butt, created a lot of wealth. We're also seeing the fallout from that generation. We're seeing the negative side effects. We're seeing how we've been poisoning ourselves over the past few decades. That wealth creation is a byproduct. A lot of negatives came with it. We're pumping our beef with steroids. We're ingesting foods from places like McDonald's and fast food restaurants that probably cause more cancer and more health issues and health concerns than cigarettes do. Or the traditional evils that we say, you don't want to touch that because, too much alcohol, too much smoke, too much pollution, etc. is going to kill you. Well, what about the food we eat? So there's a byproduct of this where I think Generation X and Y also sees their parents and maybe even their grandparents, if they were lucky enough to know them and know what, at least interpret what that Great Depression era might have been like. We want so much more. And there's a consciousness shift. And I see people, I see it especially on our channel, and I see it especially because I get so many emails from around the world. People want a dramatic change. I'm seeing a move away from money. We talk about Bitcoin, we talk about how the financial paradigm has shifted, how that model is an erroneous and solvent model that just has no precedent in our society anymore. So we talk about Bitcoin, we talk about all these new digital currencies that are destabilizing the financial markets. And Bitcoin, in my opinion, it is only one of many currencies soon to be deployed to absolutely ravish and destroy the old system, which is exactly why they're putting such intense control measures down, whether or not this is technology and they're monitoring the internet, or they're putting pressure on private companies like Google or Apple to monitor everything we do and put a control on the internet and put censorship up and shut down websites that are using payment gateways, payment systems, or even new currency like Bitcoin. There's a reason they're putting these measures in place, because people are liberating themselves from the old. People want more. And so I'm seeing a shift away from money to the point where I don't even think money will be relevant in the not too distant future. People want more. People are asking the question, you know, with all this wealth, with all this wealth creation that we've had over the past several decades, why is there still so much pain and agony and poverty and homelessness and people can't get enough food here in this country, in the United States, not just abroad, not just in these other countries like Africa, and we think of Somalia and people with their ribs hanging out, but why is there not a better world that's been created? Why aren't we better utilizing our resources? And I know this sounds a little bit socialist in nature, and believe me, I'm a capitalist. I believe in the free market. I believe in private enterprise. I believe that the hardest worker and the innovator and the entrepreneur should win, and because of the risk that they took on, should bear the rewards of that. But where is the private market putting to use these funds and putting to use this wealth in a more creative, palatable, and efficient manner to solve some of these bigger world problems? Mental health, happiness, that's on the top of the self-actualization chart. But what about the basic needs, the Maslow hierarchy, where people don't have enough food to eat, they're impoverished, water. I have a great friend of mine, a best friend. He lives out in Texas, and he's an amazing, brilliant guy, and he works on these water projects overseas and outside of the country. People can't get clean running water. They're getting diseased because of it. And so we're starting to think about all these changes, our health, our physical health, our mental health, our financial health. And I see a change and a liberation unlike anything I think humanity has ever experienced up to this point in time. And it really is a gigantic shift in human consciousness and in the human condition in general. People want more. So I think this is such an incredible and exciting time to be an American, to be a person of the world, anywhere in the world that you may be watching this video. And so when we talk about secession and we talk about civil war and we talk about these movements that are happening, it's not just the archaic viewpoint of what's happening. It's not just that historical perspective. Secession and this progressive movement is so much more, and is so different from what the textbooks tell us, and we always know that the winners are the ones that write history. Secession is almost an individual secession. It's a societal shift. It is a secession from everything, not just North-South tensions or Republican-Democrat tensions or old paradigm and old world and new technology shift today. It is a shift in everything. It is a shift in man. And that is incredible. And that is something we really, and I hope we harness as a people. And I hope we change for the better. And I hope this reinvigorates society and reinvigorates all of us to make this place a better place for all people, and something that is rewarding and meaningful in the short period of time that we have, that we call, and that is sometimes ironic and chaotic and depressing and happy all at once in this weird, strange package that we call life. I'm Christopher Green. You've been watching Green Wave TV, alternative media television, and I just deliver the Daily Wave, hard-hitting and in your face. Please get this video out everywhere. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, follow us on Twitter, support our sponsor, click the link below, and get it out to the world. Peace.